Good morning and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. We've been looking at Psalm 23 this week because uh, Sunday is normally called Good Shepherd Sunday. And today we're looking at verse 5, which says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." Now, let's start with that again, phrase by phrase. Prepare a table before me. That's an interesting thing because good shepherds not only watched over the flock, as we have been talking all week, but they also prepared the field as well. On bruised knees and with bleeding hands, they would crawl through the field to remove poisonous weeds and thorns and thistles before the sheep got there. In that same way, God prepares our table too. With bruised and bleeding hands, Jesus hung on a cross. You anoint my head with oil. Sheep can sometimes get diseases that leave sores on their head, and they seek relief by rubbing their head on the head of another sheep, which has the effect of spreading the disease. Oil in Old Testament times was a balm, a healing ointment, and the shepherd would put that on the sheep's head. The sheep would feel relief. And just so, the love of God comforts and soothes us. My cup runneth over. God's love isn't just enough. God has an abundance of love and grace for us, more than we need. And God's blessings in our lives are abundant like that. My mother was on a trip to New England, and she brought back this. I'm trying to get where y'all can see it. It's called a cup plate. In early times in the United States, coffee cups or teacups didn't have handles. And so they used a little plate like this, a saucer, called a cup plate, and they would take their tea or coffee and pour a little bit in the plate to cool, and then they would drink it from the cup plate. I've always thought that was kind of a neat thing, particularly when I associate it with a poem that I found. I don't know who wrote it. It's called Drinking from the Saucer. And it says this: I've never made a fortune and I'll never make one now, but it really doesn't matter because I'm happy anyhow. As I go along my journey, I've reaped better than I've sowed. I'm drinking from the saucer because my cup has overflowed. I don't have a lot of riches, and sometimes the going's tough. But while I've got my kids to love me, I think I'm rich enough. I'll just thank God for blessings that His mercy has bestowed. I'm drinking from the saucer because my cup has overflowed. If you give me strength and courage when the way grows steep and rough, I'll not ask for other blessings. I'm already blessed enough. May I never be too busy to help bear another's load. I'm drinking from the saucer because my cup has overflowed.